Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction for Kubera chapters 39, 40, 41, and 42, or the rest of the past I Yearn for, parts 4, 5, 6, and 7. I said last time that since I was doing 3 chapters then, I'll do 4 this time. Last time I think my video was close to an hour long though, so with that being the case, then that makes me think, oh wow, if it was almost an hour at 3 chapters, how long is 4 going to be? But yeah, I don't know. Been loving Kubera. I think that as much as I do like Omniscient Reader, and I have been enjoying Omniscient Reader, I think, again, why compare the two? But I have been, like, having more fun with Kubera personally. I really, really like the character work and how deep it is. Yeah, it's just been really great. We got a lot last time regarding the Ashura, and I still just feel really bad for the Ashura in general. I feel like compared to the humans or the gods, it really feels like they got the short end of the stick. But last time we saw, sorry if it takes me a while to start remembering names for characters that we just saw. One of the snakes, I believe the snakes were the Ananta, one of them coming through the portal that had opened up, so presumably Gintarva is not going to be able to go through to the other side to see if his daughter is actually still alive or not yet. Yeah, this is interesting. I believe they're all outside of Rentalo. I think Rentalo is where our next arc is taking place. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. One, I think they said the God of Darkness or God of Shadows or something like that was one of the gods that had a temple in Rentalo, and there was a water god mentioned in the flashback, like that would need to help create a sea for the Gintarva clan and all that. The Gintarva clan seemed to be the sea creature themed Ashura, or Shura rather. Ashura is like the bug themed one, that's their whole full thing. Their like specific name. So yeah, I don't know. I guess let's just get into reading and see where we go on for there. But again, I like the world building thus far and like the animal themes for the Shura compared to the elements for the gods. But either way, let's move on. Starting with chapter 39. I don't want to just sit and ramble on too long for the intro. The gate is open. Are you sure you don't need to go? Gintarva's strong for sure, but he hasn't fully recovered yet. Along with having many enemies in the Shura realm, there's a high chance that the Gintarva base has already been taken over by other tribes. Something went wrong. Huh? What do you mean by wrong? Before Gintarva went into the Shura realm, someone else came through. I smell the scent of prey. And then, chapter 39, The Past I Yearn For, 4. Hi, Gintarva. Are you that happy to see me? You look so serious. Why are you here? Where's Shakuntala? Huh? What? What's that? Where's my daughter? And then, nothing. Well, I thought you would have come to your senses by now. I guess I was wrong. Broken to the bone, and still you look for your daughter. You're pathetic, Gintarva. Should I tell you what really happened? That defective weakling you call your daughter already died a long time ago. And see, I had assumed that she was dead from the beginning, but then last time reading, we got like hints that she may still be alive. So I was like, okay, maybe not, maybe she is alive. So hearing this, it's like, okay, well, is she actually dead? Or it's like, I'm kind of in the position of Gintarva now, where it's like, unless we actually see it, like, I can't 100% take it as fact yet. Well, now that I'm the king of the Ananta tribe, let me tell you something, king to king. Truthfully speaking, you always looked like an idiot because of that daughter of yours. You couldn't decide on what was more important. At one point, I even thought that you went mad from the shock of your wife passing away. A king isn't supposed to be like that. No matter how much you miss your late wife, you shouldn't dedicate your life to your daughter who looks just like your wife. You should just get remarried instead. It's not like there aren't any beautiful women in the Gintarva tribe. You're surrounded by them, yet you only have eyes for your daughter. Come on, it's not like you're a celibate or anything. And then she notices him drawing in closer. Oh? And is that somebody else coming in to interrupt? I see you didn't come alone, Sagara. Yeah, you were always like that. When Ananta was king, you were always by his side, And the same when Manashvin was king. Now that you're king, you have someone else to fight your battles for you. Ah, Gandharva, I'm a king. Is it so wrong for a king to have a few bodyguards? These guys are the Rakshasa who protect me. And there are two of them, it seems like. You know, right? Ever since the upheaval, Gnostica like you and I aren't able to completely surrealize in the human realm, and we have, Shuralize. We have Shuralization, the act of Ashura returning from human form to the Shura form. But these two Rakshasa can change into Shura form any time they'd like to, which means that in the human realm, a Rakshasa's strength could actually be greater than that of a Gnostica. Of course, the old Gandharva would have had no problem taking care of Rakshasas in Shura form, even when you're in human form. But not anymore, right? You really think you can take these two in the weakened state you're in? You have a big mouth, since you aren't alone. Oh? And Gandharva's trembling. And then his shoulders grabbed. Adults shouldn't be fighting with children. And it's, Marina's voice from, like, the red tent. So, let the kids fight each other. And you, an adult, should stand back and watch. Marina? All three of you are snakes. How did you know that I liked snakes? Is this a 3-piece snack set? Damn son of Garuda. Watch that tongue in front of a Gnostica, no matter how strong you are amongst the Rakshasa. Sagara, let me ask you an easy question. There's a relatively large amount of Ananta tribe on this star. This star? So I think they just mean on the star. But isn't it weird that there were no Anantas near here before your arrival? Can you guess why? How am I supposed to know that? I told you that it was an easy question. I ate them all. And then we have the reaction from the two bodyguards. Stepping in front. Too slow. How will you protect that pathetic king of yours? And we have Marina using feathers. The three of them reacting, and a huge boom. Gandharva, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. It was a little too bright, that's all. What about them? They ran away. I just remembered that I've hunted the one in the cloak many times, but he always slipped out of my hands. Is that so? But it makes sense. Sagara would only keep the strongest by her side. No, it's not that he's strong. It's just that he specializes in using skills which are used for hiding and running away. Anyways, you should go into the gate before any other happenings occur. And since the gate is one way, more time will be wasted if someone else enters before we do. Okay, thank you for helping me, Marina. It was nothing. What's wrong? Gandharva, I think you may have to give up on getting through this gate. And it looks like a swarm of people. What is this? What the hell? Why? And then we have the one shot of Kubera, who has just been silent during all of this, and to be continued. Oh, to be continued, and we get another panel. Okay, it's just Kubera again. Okay. Again, another really, really good chapter set up for Sagara, and like even the two bodyguards aren't just like random nobodies. Like, of course they're strong and all, but what I mean is, since we do have some backstory there with one of them in Marina, it like makes you think, okay, they're not just random nobodies, they're like actual characters that have a good chance of like getting fleshed out and being more important in the story. Really, really cool. It's so funny how like Lise is the main character. I know it's kind of an ensemble thing where there are multiple main characters, but I feel like as much as I really like Lise, I think she's a really good character. I love this stuff like that's happening away from there. Like I said before, like really early in the series, that I found Gandharva to be the most like compelling of the main characters, and I still kind of feel that. Though I do like Asha a lot as well, and of course Lise. Really, between Lise and Asha, I think like personal bias, I'm personally biased. I think Asha's cooler and all, but I feel like Lise is maybe the more interesting character of those two to follow. So, like, between those two, like, Asha's my favorite, but I do think Lise might be more interesting to follow. But I love the stuff with Marina and Gandharva that we've seen just from the beginning. But, yeah, either way, I could talk more, but, like, this chapter doesn't really give me a good place for that, and I get to keep reading three more, so I just want to see what happens next. So I'm going to move on to the next one. Starting episode 40, we have someone saying Gandharva. I don't know if this is Gandharva. Before he had a family, he was very cruel and heartless, so I guess it's narration. I was wondering like what character it was coming from, but it might just be narrator. Before he had a family, he was very cruel and heartless. It was to an extent where even strong Gnostikas trembled in his presence. But this was just a legend from long before I was born. The Gandharva that I met was completely different from what I heard. Wow, Shakun, is this... Okay, I'm stupid. It's because of the red. It's Marina that's narrating this. For some reason, I read Gandharva and I was still thinking about Marina, I guess because of the red text. So I was thinking this was about Marina, but no, it's about Gandharva from Marina. The Gandharva that I met was completely different from what I heard. Wow, Shakun, is this Daddy's? Yeah, I've made you so many, and yet you're so happy every time. Hee hee hee. And we have Marina watching them. Because his stupid personality was so different from that of my father, it took a long time for me to get used to him along with my doubt of his ability as a ruler. I wish every day was as peaceful as now. Yeah, Daddy will work hard for it. And we just see him and his daughter. I won't let any bad guys get anywhere near you, my daughter. Whatever his goal may be, he was trying his hardest to maintain peace for his tribe. And I thought that this wasn't so bad after all. Shakun, are you really okay? If it's hard for you to endure, Daddy will make you an ocean. I said I'm fine, really. And you shouldn't push yourself too hard, Dad. After Gandharva lost his wife, Shakuntala was the only one that kept him from turning back into his old self. But now, Shakuntala's not by his side. But the only reason that he isn't turning back to his old self is the hope of his daughter being alive. But that hope is about to fade away. Chapter 40, The Past I Yearn For, 5. Explain. Explain to me what happened. And he's talking to Kubera. You opened the wrong gate, right? Unless the gate was opened at the wrong place, there's no reason for those snakes to be there. The gate was opened correctly. So while he was away, did the Ananta take over his territory then? So if his people are alive, like even if they haven't been wiped out, they've at least been displaced? Which gives me more hope for like Shakuntala and the remainder of his people being alive somewhere. You little... And he grabs onto Kubera's cloak. You made a fool of me. You remember what I said to you before you opened the gate, right? The trust I had for you? Do you think that your daughter is dead? What? Of course, Sagara was just feeding me lies. Then, are you giving up on your daughter, who actually may still be alive? You seem to have forgotten that you turning your back on me here means that you're giving up on your daughter, who might be waiting for you. How dare you threaten me when you open the gate that way? Gandharva, what's important is, no matter how many times you fail, you have no choice but to do as I say, unless you want to give up on saving your daughter. So he's basically just blackmailing it and holding it above his head. It's so interesting, between this and his scenes with Lise, it really does feel like Kubera is like almost the villain. Like, it's hard to tell exactly because we still don't know like what Kubera's backstory is, what kind of plans he may have. So it's so sad, just the look on Gandharva's face. And we go into probably a flashback here. Dad, do you remember? When I was young, the gods took me and you came to rescue me. You're gonna praise Agni again? Stop it, Shakun. You're only saying that because you don't know what that stupid bum is really like. Now, what I was going to say was never to do that again. Huh? Dad, I know that I'm your precious daughter, but to everyone else, you're much more important than I am. So, if someone ends up using me as bait, you should just give up and never come for me. As much as you treasure me, I also treasure you. That's why I'm telling you this. Me, give up on Shakuntala. You know I'll never do that. Then, does that mean you'll continue to obey me? Says Kubera. Looks like I have no choice. No matter how much of a swindler you may seem to be, you're the only one who can open the gate. Will you be able to take over Rentalo? Marna's already gathered the Shuras. No problem. All you need to do is keep your promise. After we defeat Rentalo, open the gate properly. Okay? So again, Kubera's the one, and Kubera's a god as well. So if they're taking over Rentalo, that's got to be bad for the at least 2 gods that have temples there. So we have no idea what plays Kubera is really making here. But just for a little while. I want to cool my head. Gantarva, where are you going? Sagara will be somewhere around here. You should not be alone, says Marna. Don't worry, Marna. Sagara knows well that it's better to leave a weak king on the throne than to kill him. When a king dies, the strongest Shura of that tribe becomes the new king. All I need is a little rest. So again, Sagara might be afraid that if Gantarva was killed, the one we saw before that was kind of also running the Gantarva clan might become the new king. All I need's a little rest. I want to be alone, so don't follow me nor come looking for me. By the look of his walk, so I guess by the look of his walk and his tone, he must really be mad. Then it would be best not to go anywhere near water for a while. But it's strange. Why did he give Gantarva the permission to cross over to the Shura realm? If he refused in the first place, and if we just waited for the Shura to come through the gate as usual, Gantarva wouldn't have gotten so angry. Could it be? If that's so, this is cruel. So cruel. Again, I'm assuming then... Sorry, I'm just rereading this really quickly. Yeah, I'm assuming that he feels like it's because Kubera's manipulating him because he knows that basically Gantarva's forced into this, that he's not going to give up on his daughter. Then, is it my turn to choose? Both seem fun, but which one would be better? And we're seeing Sagara. Sagara, this isn't the time to be looking for fun. Says, I guess I'll just, for now, until we get names, Red Bodyguard and Blue Bodyguard. This is Red Bodyguard speaking. Yeah, you're right. Realistically, let's choose the safer option. First, gather the ones who come out of the gate. Then, we'll pay Marina a visit when he's alone. Huh? What? We're gonna leave right now, so pack right away. I thought we were gonna relax and look around the shops. Why the sudden change of plans? And we have Lee's covered up the bracelet when she was alone. We had to change our routes. It's gonna take longer than expected. And Asha speaking to her. You eat so disgustingly. Oh yeah, there was something that I really wanted to talk to you about. And we see that Lorraine and Lorraine and Roosh are there. I always forget Roosh's name, even though I really like Roosh. Yeah, there was something that I really wanted to talk to you about. Huh? What? What is it? Not too long ago, I went to a village after the incident with the red sky. Hold on. Lee's wait outside, and she just kicks her out. What the? Why all of a sudden? Go wash your face. Is my face that dirty? Hoti Brahma. It's not serious enough to make a soundproof wall. It's best to be safe. Anyways, it's nothing big, but there was nothing left in the village, as well as any survivors. The number the device showed was that the number of deaths was 0. To be continued. We're not getting an explanation yet, probably. But that's interesting. So they probably... Again, I always think when we saw Lee's, and I haven't reread in a while, but when Lee's had that vision of her mother and the other character whose name I'm forgetting at the moment, they said that Kaz and somebody else was say hey to them or talk to them or whatever. So that's why I was like, well, I assume they're still alive then. So it's interesting, but if the number of casualties is 0, then it just makes me think, is whatever the Red Sky and Marin is doing, is it not like actually killing them, but like sending them to another realm or something? That seems possible. because I feel like the human world, the world that the gods are in, and the realm of the Shuras is like they aren't the only realms, because they mentioned like, oh, on this star there are Anantas or whatever, and that translation was wonky because that sentence was kind of a mess. But it just makes me think, on this star, do they mean like on this planet in particular? So are there other planets we're going to potentially see? Um, that's what it makes me think. And like they could have just been sent to another realm or something, or like maybe they were sent forward or back in time or anything. But I don't really like to guess or predict time stuff, because time or time travel or anything that involves its manipulation in stories, to me, is usually almost always kind of messy. Um, but yeah, either way, enjoyed the chapter and all. Gonna move on to chapter 41 though. Continuing onward with Lise, we see her at the bathroom. What the? My face wasn't that dirty. Huh? And then she sees Brilith, the priestess. What's she doing here? We have chapter 41, The Past I Yearn For. 6. Oh yeah, we haven't seen Brilith and Agni and such in a while. See Brilith there. Did she just come to talk to Asha? But why is she just standing right in front of her room? Priestess? And she scurries away. Huh? What? Right when I spoke to her? What's up with her? Now that I think of it, I've been here for almost a month, and I still haven't had the chance to talk to the priestess properly. The only thing that I know about her, more than others, is that she's really close with Asha. Forget it. I'm leaving soon, so there's no reason for me to know more about her. The priestess is a respected magician. She'll keep protecting the city well, and that has nothing to do with me. She just plods off. I don't know how we'll be getting there, but it's a long distance, so I'm sure my clothes may get ruined, right? Asha's clothing brand's different from mine, so I'll pack my own sewing kit. Toiletries, she's a very neat person, so she'll have everything. I'll just take my toothbrush. The foreign foods may not match my appetite, so I packed my curry powder, underwear, and socks. Did I forget anything? What'd you say about toiletries? And she flinches. I knew there are people who mooch off their fellow travelers, but I never thought I'd be traveling with one myself. I'll just pack my own. We aren't going through Rent Hollow, you said, right? Yes, I heard that it was dangerous around Rent Hollow right now, so we're going to take a completely different route around it. And I'm saying Rent Hollow, but I still don't know if it's Rent Hollow or Rind Hollow. I see. Do you know how to swim? Yeah, why? As long as you know, it's fine. But Asha, did you tell everyone else where we're going? Nope. No way, you at least told the priestess, right? Nope. Asha didn't even tell the priestess when they're so close? It's not like the priestess is gonna follow us, even if she tells her. But why? Was I wrong? Are they not that close? Right. Before you kicked me out of the room, Lorraine was saying something about the survivors of the village with the red sky. What was that all about? Anyways, it's nothing big, and we see a flashback. Anyway, it's nothing big, but there was nothing left in the village, as well as any survivors. But the device showed that the number of deaths was 0. She went to your village to see if there were any survivors. And then Asha stops herself. Survivors? Were there there were survivors? Huh? What is it? Why'd you stop talking? There wasn't any. Not even one. The people of your village are all dead except for you. And I think because of what I think this is an interesting scene, because Asha could tell her that it said that there were no deaths, but she's saying that they all died because she doesn't want Lise to have hope, and she doesn't want to take the chance of I think it's maybe partially that she doesn't want to give Lise false hope when they could just all be dead, but I think it's also maybe that she needs Lise to come with her to do something, and if she doesn't lie and Lise thinks that there might be survivors, Lise might refuse to go peacefully and might want to stay around here and look for the survivors. I see. I wasn't expecting anything anyways. I mean, the village is completely destroyed. It'd be weird if anyone survived, right? They died because of you. I've already told you before. I kind of breezed past the topic, so you may not remember, but... And then we see Let's keep that a secret, Lise. Your name, and what happened because of your name. Make sure to never speak of it, especially when I'm not around you. It's just as I said before. Everything happened because you had the name of a god. Then we have a flashback. Mom, give me a different name. Huh? Why? Kaz brags that he goes to school. I want to go too. But I can't even use my name outside of the village. I want to change my name and go to school. But, Kubera, your dad gave you that name. It was his present to you. So what? What kind of present is this? Dad is stupid. You'll be happy if you keep your name. Before you were born, someone told your dad that if he gave the name Kubera to his child about to be born and raised her for 15 years with that name, she would become happier than anyone. Let's just bear with it for 15 years, okay? After 15 years, your life will be filled with happiness. What a lie. Crying again? Whoa, it's so windy. I think I got sand in my eyes. Do you want revenge? That day, do you remember the Shura you tried to attack? I'll teach you a way to kill him. And then we cut away to Marina. Marina, shall we have a talk? Sagara, don't you think you're being a bit too confident? You think I won't teach you? Huh, of course, I'm not alone. I have more backup than last time. Sorry, but I'm kind of full. Don't you think you're being too cocky? Then come at me all at once. I had something in mind that would help Gantarva, but oh well, I should go then. And he turns back. Oh, it seems you want to listen now. He told me that you were going to let we're going to let a Terra be and attack Grinhollow instead, is that right? Are you going to break the closed space, and will Gantarva attack the city with the other Shuras? I wonder if Gantarva can survive a fight with many magicians in his current state. What are you trying to say? Get to the point. Even though attacking a Terra would be much easier, I heard that the reason for attacking Grinhollow is because Gantarva made a promise with Agni, and they spelled Agni incorrectly, and that promise was that as long as the Terra's priestess remains unharmed, Agni will not answer to any summons ever again. Then, isn't the answer easy? Agni won't come after us, even if we destroy... And they're still spelling it wrong. Is that on purpose? I'm assuming it's not. Because it's definitely supposed to be Agni, not Angi. I would think, at least. If we destroy... won't come after us even if we destroy a Terra, as long as the priestess remains unharmed. And we have to be continued. Okay, so we have Sagara being a snake. I also think that the stuff with Lise is really, really, really good. Lise is like a character that's going through a lot. Lots of sadness. But also, like I mentioned before, it's interesting that we might see... I still think Asha's a good guy, but Asha just has her reasons for lying, and that's going to be some drama and conflict between them in the future. But it could also be Asha going down a bad path, maybe, potentially. But I don't really see that. I still see Asha as a good guy. Then again, looking at the characters in this as good guys and bad guys is maybe a bit weird, because we have the Red Sky stuff and what Marin is doing, presumably destroying everything, but it said there was no deaths. So there's a lot of mystery going on there that I guess I don't have enough information to make big guesses at yet or anything. But then, yeah, Sagara trying to manipulate things and being like, hey, if we leave Brilith unharmed, we can still attack a Terra, right? And also we totally know that she does not have good intentions in mind for Marina or Gantarva. But yeah, either way, very fun chapter once again. I'm looking forward to finishing this off next chapter. This has been a really, really, really good segment of the story. I feel like, much like what I've been saying about Omniscient Reader, it just continues to get better and better. But yeah, either way, let's move along to finish this off. Looks like we're starting back with Lise and Asha. I wanted to say Lise and Kubera. There's a way to kill that Shura. How? Even if we run, didn't we run because even you couldn't beat him? There's no way... Yes, there's no way a magician... There is no magician that can beat... Okay, sorry. Getting all mixed up. There's no magician that can beat him, since he's very strong, even amongst the high-level Shuras. So if you want to kill him, you'll need every means of assistance. For instance, the legendary item, the Sword of Return. What's that? I guess famous legends don't mean anything to you. The goddess of the first month, the goddess of chaos, Kali, she created a special sword to kill Shiva, the god of destruction, in the 11th month. Because Shiva's gone now, the present god of the 11th month is Marut. The Sword of Return was made to neutralize the regeneration abilities. I was trying to say regenerative. Regeneration abilities of the gods and Shuras. But the sword was useless against Shiva. Disappointed in the sword, Kali threw the sword away. Many rushed to claim the Sword of Return which had fallen to the earth. But the sword had rules for ownership. The first person to unsheathe the sword will become its owner. No one but the owner may touch the sword. When the owner dies, the sword will return to its original place. The rules may sound simple, but unsheathing the sword wasn't as easy as it sounds. Very few owners have existed for such a long time. And now the Sword of Return is returned to its original place without an owner, and the Temple of Chaos has been built around it. Isn't the Temple of Chaos where we're headed? So that sword is what we're after? Are you interested in owning the sword? Then is that all we need to beat him? No, stopping his regeneration won't be enough to kill him. You'll need a few other things, but for now, it depends on whether you can unsheath the sword or not. Maybe you need to have the blessing of the gods or whatever in order to be able to do it, and that's why Asha needs Lee's. I can do it. I'm gonna do it. Even if it doesn't work, I'll make it work. I'm going to get my revenge. I can do it. If it doesn't work, I'll make it work. Whether my methods are righteous or not isn't important. In the end, I will be the victor. You're like her. Huh? Like what? No, it's nothing. And we still haven't gotten the full Asha backstory with this other person. We have Chapter 42, The Past I Yearn For 7. How about it? It's a pretty good idea, right? We can't be so sure about Rintalo, but Atera will definitely be easy. All you need to do is break the closed space and we'll handle the rest, and Gantarva can rest during that time. And really attacking Atera isn't even what they're after, because Kubera's deal with Gantarva is that they need Rintalo. Sagara, what will you gain from doing this? What do you mean by gain? I'm just trying to help out because it feels like feels like I messed up your plan. If you're done talking, I'll get going now. Huh? Hold on, how come? There's no reason for you to refuse. There's something that my father used to say all the time. When snakes and insects show kindness, they're most likely hiding knives behind their backs. So never let yourself be deceived by their sweet talk, is what he said. And we're seeing Garuda for the first time. At least the first, full, clear time that I can think of. That's why you should have taken better care of your reputation. You saying that you want to help is not convincing. And again, I'm glad that he immediately is just like, yeah, no way I'm believing that. Zero chance. They look so damn alike, it's confusing, says Sagara. Sagara, then are we going to Rintalo? No, wait a little. That idiot just doesn't know how bad Gantarva's condition really is yet. Goodbye, Asha. Have a safe trip. Bye, 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 bye. I think I've heard you say bye over 100 times. Please stop. Dream of me. No, dream of me. I said it first. I thought of it days ago. Stop, both of you stop it. Asha, you're really not going to tell me where you're going. Yeah, we've already talked about this. Why are you bringing it up again? You still seem to have so many secrets. And you don't? Can you tell me why the closed space used to be perfect, but it's not anymore? About that. Sorry. No need to be sorry. You just have to hide things. You just have things to hide. So do I. Yahoo, everyone, I'm leaving. Goodbye, everyone. We have Lee's. Stop being so unsophisticated. So strict. I'm jealous. Of who? Just the both of you. Have a safe trip. I'll be waiting here, says Brilith. Huh? Kaz? What? And that's just in the background? Goodbye. Asha, there's someone down there that looks just like my friend. Could it be a ghost? Can I go down and check? Hoti Vayu. And then they vanish. Man, so again, they said meet Kaz or whatever. So, in the background, there's a very good chance she actually saw Kaz, and Asha's trying to keep them apart because Asha needs Lee's. If I could return to that day, I would tell her. I would tell my friend everything, that I have kept a secret. I regretted it so many times, but I can never return to that day. To be continued, next chapter half. Oh my god. That is... that's a rough cliffhanger. And that felt like such a short chapter too. That's a rough one. That's rough. That's brutal. Okay, well, I really can't wait to keep reading. I mentioned this in a community post, though. I'm still doing reviews and stuff. It's just I was having a really hard time working on the review, and I just felt like I don't want to rush it. I don't want to force myself to do it. I want to come at the review from a place of like really being excited to do this review and really being passionate about it. I don't want to like force myself to just be like, okay, I need to get this review done. So like reviews will still be coming like as they're finished. And I'm just going to work on them like over time. And then when one's finished, I'll post it. When one's finished, I'll post it. But I'm not going to put it on any specific schedule or anything. Just know that stuff like that is coming, of course. And of course, like once we get further into the series, I can do stuff other than just reviews and reactions. But yeah, reactions will probably come every week and a half-ish or something. Just because I'm doing this and ORV, I'm doing Tower of God every week. I'm going to be doing One Piece again. I'm doing a bunch of manga and want to do more. Eventually, I'll be getting back to Magical Girl Raising Project. So I just have so many other things that I'm reading. This is like in a schedule with those as well, where I'm just like, okay, I'll do some manga, then I'll do some webtoons, then I'll do some manga. So like the way the schedule's been going, it's about every week or so I'll probably do another reaction. Again, I'm not going to put it on a specific schedule, like doing this on this specific day, at least for right now. I used to do that in the past, and there are like good aspects to that like everybody gets to know, okay, this day is when this video is coming out. But there are bad aspects to it too, with me feeling bad that I missed deadlines or potentially falling behind, or feeling like I have to do a certain video on a certain day. So then I load my schedule up because I'm like, oh, I want to have videos for everybody every day. And then like say I have a read through scheduled for each day, then I'm so focused on getting that read through done each day that I have trouble taking time to do other projects like larger stuff. So there are downsides to it too, but just reactions will probably be once a week-ish or so. It's kind of just going through all the different series I read, doing a video of each of them, you know, just kind of cycling through. But yeah, either way, just wanted to update you on that. This was a really good section. I mentioned it. I kind of discussed it in depth as I read through. But yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. Thank you so much for watching. Like if you did like the video, comment down there to tell me what you thought of these chapters, my first thoughts and reaction. I'd love to talk down there, talk on Twitter if you want, just follow there, or talk on Discord, just ask and I can give you a link to the server. Yeah, any of that's good. I always like talking with everyone. If you want to help support the channel, subscribe for more as well if you want to. It'd be really cool. But yeah, other than that, if you want to help support the channel, you can do super thanks down below, but even better probably for you would be to just do Patreon or a channel membership. You can get joined down below to become a channel member, or if you want to become a patron, it's patreon.com/Haku of the Tubes, or a link will be in the description. Jeez. Yeah, either way, huge thank you to people who are already patrons and channel members. Thank you to Chosen Regular Evan Hawley, Magical Girls, FR Noto and Hua Ryun, Cherryton Student, David Langstaff, and Slayer Candidate SG. Massive thank you to all of them for supporting. It's really amazing. And huge thank you to all of you just for watching. Thank you so much, and I'll see you all next time.